believe I'm saying this, but welcome to the very first video of my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be here, but I am also so nervous. This is something I've been thinking about for quite a long time. And with the pause of maternity leave, the most beautiful gift of my life, having this time with my brand new baby girl, it has really helped me lean into what I feel a nudge to do. And I want to tell you a little bit more about it. So I'm going to start just telling you a little bit about myself, why I'm here, why I created the channel, and then also what you can expect in terms of videos and content to come. To give you a sense of the content on this channel, I want to share something, probably like the biggest shift, the biggest learning as a mom, like an ambitious mom, previously like very career driven and absolutely loved what I do, and transitioning into the most important job I have of being a mom, and just that identity shift for me, and just something that I so was not expecting. And we got to keep your hat on, it's too sunny. And yeah, I was previously someone, like I mentioned, that grew up in competitive sports and very much measured success on my scores and the, accolades and the accreditations and the certifications and all those things. It was very easy to prepare, work hard, get result. Therefore, worth is measured by result. And I basically had this very meaningful shift that was difficult to understand becoming a mom, where my worth prior, definitely wrongfully, was measured on the amount that I did, like the quantity and quality of things that I did that I could see and measure success off of. We dropped our hat, okay. And then transitioning to a mom where all of a sudden I was on the couch for so long, feeding for so long, and not doing anything in terms of how I had previously measured success or enough, and I've just grown to learn that before I measured my worth on how much I was doing, and now my worth is measured by how much I'm being present for her. And I am enough by not doing anything. And I know I should have felt that before, but I think it's just, for me, it was just such a meaningful shift. I'm really learning how to be and feel enough by not checking off the to-do list. And I'm going up a hill. And that's enough. And it's the most important thing that I'm doing in my life, is sometimes nothing, is just sitting on the playmat, playing and holding her, feeding. And wow, what a gift. It is the most beautiful gift that I've been given, to learn that as a mom. And I'm so grateful. And these are the types of conversations I want to have with other moms who just so beautifully navigate motherhood with space and peace and balance and worthiness, and also still have ambitions and are really career driven and excited about the work that they do. And I'm excited to continue those conversations, and I can't wait to learn from you all in so many different categories. But that's just one example of something I've learned that I feel so grateful for, and I would love to talk more about with some of you. So I grew up in competitive dance and gymnastics. I absolutely loved the idea of working hard every year towards something, really honing in on your skills and your craft. I loved the artistry that came along with both dance and gymnastics, the strength, the the fitness level. I just loved pushing myself to be the best version that I could be each year on stage or on the floor or beam bars, whatever it was. And that kept me coming back for more every single year. I absolutely loved being in the studio, in the gym. And that translated to absolutely loving coaching and teaching young people to find their inner confidence, hone in on their passion, be with them, alongside them on their highs and lows, their moments of fear, celebrating their wins, and just helping them be the best version of themselves. I coached and taught dance for many years. It took me all the way through university. I taught dance on the university dance team. I was teaching in the studio all through university, and I was doing some dance jobs on the side on TV, and I just absolutely loved it. It was my life. I graduated university and I worked full-time teaching dance. I could not get enough. I went to school for business, and so a couple years after university, I was so grateful to be given a job that really blended business and dance. And I was just living my best life. I was helping young people. I was in a high performance environment. And I got to a point where I just really wanted to now take myself outside of my comfort zone and hone in on my business skills. I grew up in a very entrepreneurial family, and business basically ran through my veins. And I just really wanted to push myself and really understand more about being a business owner and what it takes. And I basically uplifted my life and identity as a dance teacher and just jumped full into being a business coach for a franchise brand, a global franchise brand called Tutor Doctor. I was helping brand new business owners launch their business. I would go out into their community with them and help them build critical mass as quickly as possible. Being a brand new business owner is incredibly challenging. There were so many parallels to what I felt so intrinsically connected to about dance and gymnastics coaching that I got with this new job, being a business coach. I was alongside business owners when they were at their highs, at their lowest. I was helping them hone in on their own why. Why did they get into this business? What do they want to get out of it for their family? And there were so many incredible learnings. It really pushed me as well to learn and grow and be curious. And it kept me coming back for more. I've been there 8 years and I've grown into leadership position. I now sit in an executive leadership role. And not only that, but the people that I've worked with along the way, all through my dancing journey, as well as now within my franchise experience, have really pushed me to be my best self. I've worked with incredible colleagues and managers who I've learned so much from. And I think there's just so much about those phases of life that were just so significant for me in terms of identity shifts and imposter syndrome and like the speed of learning. And there was just so much that I wanted to talk about but didn't feel qualified, but didn't feel like I, knew enough, or I was smart enough, or I was accomplished enough to start a YouTube channel. And at the time, I just so valued the conversations that I was having with mentors in my life about these big transition moments and how to really lean into my confidence, overcome imposter syndrome, and kind of lean into fear with courage and take action. And really, I want to offer that now to other people. I want to have conversations about these real moments that come up in our lives that can really make or break what we do next. And sometimes we can become so overtaken with whatever fear. I'm not enough. I don't know how to do that. What if I mess up? What if I fail? And so I think just in general, this channel is just a demonstration of my willingness to just step outside of my comfort zone. And this is probably the thing I've been most nervous about in all of my career. And, I can tell you I've pretty much come up with every single reason you can imagine of why I am not good enough to do a YouTube channel. Why should there's content is so oversaturated, especially with AI. Why do we need more content? Or I'm not trendy or cool enough. Like, I get pimples, and I wear my Grinch pajamas all year long, and I'm not interested in fashion. Why would people want to watch me? Like for example, this is one of my favorite shirts. It is from Mark's Work Warehouse, and I'm pretty sure it has, a stain on it. And so I don't have a camera. There's just so many things. And I think when it boils down to it, that is the reason I needed to start this channel, because we need authenticity. We need connection. We need support and encouragement, and we need to be told that we're enough and we can do it, and we can step outside of our comfort zone, and we can learn, and we can grow. And that's what I want this channel to be about. I want to have real conversations about meaningful topics, things like, of course, motherhood is going to be a common through line through all of my content, but wellness and fitness, like, wow, coming back to fitness as a mom postpartum, there's so much that has come along with that, and I feel like I've just been a constant learner for the last 10 months, relearning my body, relearning fitness, and it's such a gift. Our bodies are incredible. There's so much that we can talk about and connect with on that. There's so many meaningful conversations that I want to have, and I feel compelled to just start. That's all I'm doing, is I'm starting, and I'm so looking forward to having a conversation with you. A real life transition here. We are on a walk. She is obsessed with the carrier, so if I sound out of breath, I certainly am. But I also wanted to talk about another through line that has been really important in my life, that will be also really important through line of content on this channel. And this is just the importance of that curiosity has played in terms of a role in my life, in my professional life, in my personal life. And I also want to challenge those who are watching this channel to remain curious through a number of different topics that we'll cover. But one of the most interesting topics to me right now when it comes to curiosity and maintaining curiosity is with AI. And there's so many incredible things that AI can do and ways it can help personally and professionally. But I'm also curious about AI, and as a mom, being protective of my daughter and my family, and just there's also conversations that I'm having in my life around the curiosity on all the pros and cons and related to AI and where it's going. And speaking about maternity leave, I used AI heavily in my role before I went on maternity leave. Helped me significantly as a leader and manager, and and I have really challenged myself to stay curious on maternity leave. How can I continue to embrace it, keep up as best I can with the speed of learning of where things are going, use it personally and professionally, and I'd love to just continue to share what I'm learning. And I got to a dead end, we're turning around. And yeah, so I just wanted to share some other, curiosity has just played a big role in my life, and it'll continue to. And it's really been the, what's the word? Like the engine of learning for me in my life. And it also has made learning really fun. And I hope she grows up to love learning as well. I'm always so inspired by my grandmother, who's 84 and just a lifelong learner, goes to conferences, takes notes. She's just such an inspiration to me. So I want that to also come through on my channel and inspire others to learn and grow. And I wanted to share that. A little bit more about me on the personal side. So my husband and I have been together for 16 years, married for 7. Actually, this week's our anniversary, hence the flowers. But we met at a summer camp in Muskoka. It is called Muskoka Woods, the most magical place on earth, in my opinion. I'm biased, but I was coaching gymnastics and trampoline, and he was coaching rock climbing at the camp. And he I've never met anyone who made me laugh like him. Like, he still does to this day. If you know Alan, my goodness, he knows how to crack up a room. So we just absolutely adored spending time together at a very young age, and to the point where when camp finished, we couldn't even drive yet. We were so young that we would have our dads drive halfway. We would meet at a McDonald's and one of us would jump in the car. And yeah, we couldn't get enough of spending time together, and kind of to the point where it was never really official if we were girlfriend or boyfriend. Like, nowadays on like social media is like we've got like hard launches and soft launches, and there was no launch. It was like, let's just keep spending time together. And now we're married and we have our beautiful daughter Florence. So I think it all worked out. But anyways, we are people who absolutely love living life to the fullest. We adore our family and the life that we're creating. And we absolutely adore being new parents. We are brand new parents to our baby girl, Florence. She is almost 10 months old. And this has been the wildest ride, you guys, as parents. It has been the most rewarding, joy-filled, difficult, incredible season of our lives. And to me now, bringing it all back together, like, it matters so much more to me now to be having these conversations as a mom, somebody who's ambitious, somebody who cares so deeply about my family. And I want to have meaningful conversations about what that looks like. How does that feel? What are the pulls and pushes in my life that have me asking questions and having, curiosity about building a life as a new family? And there's so many things I look forward to about getting back to work. I'm finished maternity leave soon. I'm also like aching inside that I finished maternity leave soon. Like, I cried last night thinking about sending my daughter to daycare, and every time I think about it, and like, these are such real, authentic, important conversations that it just makes me feel so seen when I have these conversations with my friends and family. It makes me feel not alone. And if I can contribute that to this space, or even one person watching each video, then this is worth it for me. This is absolutely something I'm doing just because I want to. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous. This is very much outside of my comfort zone, but I also want to say that I'm somebody who is very committed to learning. And when I feel like I'm navigating a new shift in my life or a transition, I really lean on content. I lean on content creators. I lean on thought leaders and people I really admire for how they've gone about building their life or building their business. And it's really helped give me courage in those moments of like imposter syndrome or fear, or like crippling fear sometimes, or me thinking that I don't know enough yet, or whatever it might be. And just to give you like a flavor of the type of people that I look up to and consume in terms of content, I love Andrew Huberman in terms of health and wellness and fitness. Tim Ferriss has always leaned on in terms of business and entrepreneurship, who really helped me grow as a leader and in those business coach environments. I love content creators such as Alana Davidson, Alana Picurley, Sarah's Day, Eamon and Beck, just all of these people who, many of them are moms or business owners who are also pursuing like the fitness, lifestyle, wellness, as well as being the best mom that they can be for their families. And there's just so many paradoxes within all that we navigate, especially as a new mom and somebody who's ambitious. And I'm just really looking forward to having meaningful conversations about all of these things, about how do you navigate these massive transitions of life, which is why, I'm finally creating this channel. It's something I've really felt compelled to do for quite a while. And I feel like as somebody who's been a business coach and I was really committed to learning, I've got my examiner level certification in coaching and performance management, as well as my certified franchise executive and accreditation. And all of this has just been, you know, a demonstration of my commitment to learning. And this channel is a kind of my also demonstration of commitment, stepping outside of my comfort zone and having a platform to really connect with others on what I'm learning. I certainly do not have all the answers. I will be the first to say that, but I would love to share what I'm learning as I go through these different seasons of my life. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you so much for watching, for encouraging me to start, to just do the thing. And I am thrilled to just stay consistent and just be a lifelong learner, share what I'm learning, and encourage you to take meaningful next little baby step in whatever direction of your life that you're in. And yeah, I'm excited. Come along for the ride.